Some of the biggest scandals in Hollywood weren't hidden. They were caught on camera years before anyone realized what they were looking at. And the strange part. At the time, people laughed. But now, those same moments feel completely different.
But we do begin tonight with singer R. Kelly, sentenced to 30 years behind bars after his conviction on racketeering and sex trafficking charges.
R. Kelly is spending more time in prison after being sentenced federally for child pornography and enticement of minors.
When R. Kelly was asked a direct question about younger women, his response wasn't a clear denial. It was hesitation, deflection, and carefully chosen words. Nothing proven in that exact moment. But looking back after his conviction, it feels like a red flag people didn't catch. And he wasn't the only one slipping up.
Wondering about you. Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how are we talking?
Girls who are teenagers.
19?
19 and younger.
I have some 19-year-old friends, but I don't like anybody illegal if that's what we're talking about, underage.
I want to show my panel a fascinating interview we found from 1991. Bill Cosby was on CNN promoting a book. He tells an interesting story. Take a look.
Even years before serious charges and convictions, old clips of public figures started resurfacing. In the case of Danny Masterson, moments that once felt like awkward humor suddenly carried a different weight after his 2023 conviction. Around the same time, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis faced backlash for their public support, and older interviews, including comments about a young Hilary Duff, began circulating again. At the time, it was brushed off, but now people question why it ever seemed normal. But some warnings weren't jokes, they were hiding in plain sight.
Spanish fly was the thing that all boys from age 11 on up to death, we will still be searching for Spanish fly.
That's right.
And what was the old story was, if you took a little drop, no, it was on the head of a pin.
That's right.
And
Drop
you put
it
it
in
in
a
a drink.
Coca-Cola. Don't matter.
It doesn't make it, and the girl would drink it, and
she's yours.
Hello, America.
All right, my next guest is in his 7th season playing Hyde on the Fox sitcom That 70s Show. Please welcome Danny Masterson.
Then there are moments that looked completely harmless, until years later. When Melissa Benoist once explained a serious injury on live TV, it sounded like a simple accident. Nothing unusual. But later, she revealed she had been dealing with alleged domestic abuse, and that story was a cover. Suddenly, that interview doesn't feel casual anymore. It feels like something much deeper was being hidden in real time. And sometimes, the truth almost slipped out.
Like my friend Bodie Elfman, he always teases me and he says, "Hi, my name is Danny Masterson. Would you like to touch my balls?" You know, doing an imitation of me, because certain words
why
you
are you
just can't get
asking
away
people
with.
to do that? That's the more important questions. I've heard about you. And you'll be caught soon. I know you will.
I will.
When allegations later surfaced involving Chris D'Elia, an older podcast clip started spreading again. In it, there's a brief moment where the conversation shifts, and you can almost see the realization hit. Nothing directly confirmed in that clip alone, but the reaction itself made people look twice. What once sounded like normal talk suddenly felt tense. But interviews didn't just expose guests, they exposed hosts too.
Why don't someone bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss.
No,
It was like
go
the
ahead,
second or
Ashton.
third kiss.
It was like the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
What? Then Danny goes and goes, "Dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her." What would you stick your tongue in my mouth or some?
What? No.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really. Okay, Dan, we had a little side bet, don't we?
There were also moments where power dynamics felt off, even back then. When Sandra Bullock was repeatedly questioned about a scene in an interview, her discomfort was visible, but the tone stayed joking. Later, separate accusations involving the same host came out, and suddenly the interaction felt a lot less harmless. Even Katie Couric had once joked about behavior that, in hindsight, didn't sound like a joke at all. And then there were moments that felt wrong instantly.
Joff is in Lizzie McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18, along with the Olsen twins.
Sometimes, the pressure happened right in front of everyone. During a talk show appearance, Mariah Carey was pushed to address personal rumors she clearly didn't want to discuss. At the time, it played off as entertainment. But later, knowing she had struggled privately, the moment feels uncomfortable to watch. Not illegal, not proven wrongdoing, but definitely a situation that crossed the line for many viewers. But the darkest warnings came from insiders.
I was going down steps and I slipped and fell and hit my eye on a potted plant and tore my iris.
Years before major industry scandals exploded publicly, Courtney Love casually gave advice that many now see as a warning about Harvey Weinstein. It wasn't treated seriously back then. Around the same time, Corey Feldman spoke openly about alleged abuse in the industry, claiming powerful figures were still active. His statements were widely dismissed, but today, people look back at those interviews differently. And in some cases, they even predicted what was coming.
I am a survivor of domestic violence, or IPV, intimate partner violence, which is something I never in my life expected I would say, let alone be broadcasting into the ether. First time it happened, he threw a smoothie at my face. It smacked my cheek and exploded all over the floor and the sofa. I ran to grab paper towels, rushing back because I was so worried about cleaning the couch. Then the fact that it was all over my face, my hair, my clothes, and that my cheek was painfully throbbing. I just fooled myself into believing I could help him. I thought that I could love him enough to make him see a way of life where violence was not the way you handled emotions. So I consciously deluded myself into thinking that forgiveness would heal him enough to make it stop.
And then there are the moments that feel almost too on the nose. Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, once described his parties in a way that seemed exaggerated or playful at the time. In recent years, he has faced multiple serious allegations, all of which remain disputed or unproven in court. But when those older clips resurface, people start connecting dots, even if nothing is confirmed directly from those interviews alone.
Yeah, well, that's weird, yeah.
Let me see your body. Dude, if I'm 15...
When the topic of Snapchat messages being saved was mentioned, you can see the realization hit almost instantly.
The boy's mother ended up finding it.
Finding it? What do you mean? Snapchat goes away, right? How they...
He probably saved it. You can screen record, take screenshots.
Wow.
You got to know that that's going to happen. Some people do some crazy shit.
Yeah, it says teen's parent reportedly found.
Even a young Justin Bieber once began to open up during an interview, only to be quickly interrupted. It was subtle, easy to miss, but now it raises questions about what wasn't said. And then there's a moment where Diddy himself joked that authorities might shut things down or even come after him one day. At the time, it sounded like exaggeration. Now, it feels unsettling to revisit.
You co-hosted the Today Show with Matt Lauer for 15 years. What is Matt's most annoying habit?
He pinches me on the ass a lot.
Wow! I wouldn't have a problem with that. Thanks, everybody.
Looking back, the signs weren't hidden. They were just ignored, laughed at, or misunderstood. And it leaves one uncomfortable question. What interviews happening right now will feel just as disturbing a few years from today?
The other thing is that people are saying that that you're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that. That's not champagne because you can't.
No, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, you want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? No,
I'm
not going to ask you if you're pregnant or not.
This is
I'm
peer
just
pressure.
Say.
Do you see what Ellen is doing? This is peer pressure.
No. Let's toast to you not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we should.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You're pregnant. You're pregnant.
No, I didn't say that.
In hindsight, it's far more uncomfortable, especially knowing Mariah had struggled with infertility.
Well, let me take some of the vodka next to me.
Why aren't you answering?
Ellen did that to me and tried to put me on the spot.
All right.
With some alcohol.
Okay. I'm not
Real
trying
alcohol.
Do you have any advice for a young girl moving to Hollywood?
I'll get lively with us. Harvey Weinstein invites you to a private party in 4 Seasons downtown.
Years later, she clarified that she wasn't a victim herself, but claimed that speaking out in that moment effectively got her blacklisted from parts of the industry.
There are a lot of parents out here who want to put their kids in this business. Their kids are cute, they're great actors, What would you say to a parent who just has the best of intentions who's coming here with their child?
I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are.
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes.
Nobody, you're legendary for the parties that you throw. You throw a great party.
I'm a legend, baby, for a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
You know.
Huh?
Yeah.
A killer party. What's the ingredient? What do you do to make just an amazing killer party?
This is what you need. Okay. Now, we need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols. If you don't have what they need, they're going to leave.
Right.
Got to keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me. But just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you doing?
Depends on the way you look at it.
Depends. Oh, people start getting it gets kind of sexy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you sexy. New word for you.
Yeah.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him.
Got me a Lamborghini. It's,
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my parties. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time.
Just moments ago, NBC News Chairman Andy Lack sent the following note to our organization. Dear colleagues, on Monday night, we received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace by Matt Lauer. It represented, after serious review, a clear violation of our company's standards. As a result, we have decided to terminate his employment. While it is the first complaint about his behavior in the over 20 years he has been at NBC News, we were also presented with reason to believe this may not have been an isolated incident. Our highest priority is to create a workplace environment where everyone feels safe and protected, and to ensure that any actions that run counter to our core values are met with consequences, no matter who the offender. We are deeply saddened by this turn of events.
The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
Why did you look down
I
when
was
you said
looking at
that?
my notes.
Not your notes are
No,
not over here.
they're right there.
Despite her frustration, the reporters circled back and brought it up again.
Did I mention you have a nude scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth.
Time?
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Come back more often.
No, not after this interview.